let's talk about net metering. What is net metering? So net metering is an electronic billing tool that your utility company uses in order to credit you for the extra energy that you produce. So during the day is when you're going to produce all of the power for you and your family. Now, that is one bad thing about solar. We haven't learned how to use it at night. We haven't figured out the whole moon power thing yet, but we are working on it. So net metering, basically the way that it works is, like I said, during the day is when you're going to produce all of your power. Say you produce 100 kilowatt hours of energy. So during the day, your house, all of your appliances, your air conditioning, your TV, the refrigerator, all that stuff is basically going to consume about half of the power that you produce during the day. So if you produce 100 kilowatt hours of energy, you're going to consume 50 kilowatt hours of that energy during the day. And then at night, with the lights off and less appliances running, you'll consume about another 30 to 40 kilowatt hours of energy. And that leaves you with an extra 20 kilowatts of energy at the end of the day. Where does that energy go? Great question. That energy is actually sent back to the grid using net metering, and your utility company is going to give you a credit on your account. It's called a net credit. Now, what do you do with these credits, right? Usually during the fall, winter, and springtime, they're going to build up on your account, and you're going to see those credits represented as a dollar amount on your bill. So the way it works is sort of like the way that rollover minutes used to work. Do you remember when we used to have those phones where we would buy the minutes every month? Right, me too. I had one of those old flip phones. So for me, I would buy 1,000 minutes a month, and most months I would only use about 800 minutes. And then at the end of the month, I'd had to call grandma up and have a 2 or 3 hour long conversation with grandma about how her weekend has been. And that was until they came out with this fancy new product in the cellular space called rollover minutes. So no longer did we lose our minutes at the end of each month. If we had 1,000 minutes to burn and we only used 800, well, the remaining 200 minutes, what would they do? They would just roll over onto your account for you to use in the next month. So that's exactly how net metering works with solar energy. Basically, any extra power that you produce during the day that you don't consume at night is basically going to be stored on your account, and it's going to roll over to the next day. At the end of the month, all of those extra minutes, all that extra energy, those net credits that you've built up, those are all going to roll over to the next month for you to use at a later time, which is usually in the summertime when your AC is running a little bit harder and maybe you have some extra family in the house. So that's how net metering works. It's an effective policy that's available all across the United States. It's an amazing policy that basically allows you to use the utility as a giant battery. So thank you so much for joining me at this part of the series. We look forward to seeing you in the next video.